Oh, I had it all set up. I was going to record this with my Osmo, but I figured I'd do it with this. And then when I go to hit record, which is right there, it tips over. My phone tips over. Recording this with my phone today. I just got my Osmo set back up in my window. Yes, I'm back in the truck. Welcome everybody to another daily vlog. A vlog that happens pretty much daily. Today, coming to you from my vehicle that will be carrying me around through most of the United States over the next month or two. Starting tomorrow morning, I have to go up to Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm looking forward to that. Leave Florida, go up to Atlanta. And then from Atlanta, I believe I'm going to Seattle and then Minneapolis, Minnesota. So I got a lot of traveling to do, a lot of cool things I'm going to be able to vlog for my Almost Daily Vlog channel, which is my other channel you guys should check out. Today, I am going to do a recap of my week. It's supposed to be a weekend, but it turned into 7 days. So I've been enjoying 7 days off, kind of exploring out, having fun, and going to awesome places like this. You see that? And these have something to do with one of the subjects I want to talk about. And I did prepare a little bit. I wrote a list on a paper, which I never do for a daily vlog. But I do it for my podcast, but never for vlogs. Vlogs, it's always right off the top of my head. But today, I wanted to talk about a couple things. They don't have to necessarily be in order, just things I don't want to forget because so much happened. So I did come up with a list. So, while I'm waiting for some food delivery to come here, because I haven't went shopping yet, haven't did anything, I do have my oven ready, my refrigerator's totally cleaned out, and I'm ready to stock up for a fun month of travel and exploration. But let's get to the subjects that I wanted to talk about. 1, Sapphire Falls Resort. See, number 1. Well, it doesn't say Sapphire Falls, but it does say Strongwater Tavern, which is inside Sapphire Falls. So, but I did use the word resort. Resort and Strongwater. 2 things I wanted to talk about right off the top. First time I've ever stayed at Sapphire Falls. It's a new resort. It just opened up. So, because I booked the vacation package, which usually they throw a bunch of extras in, like Halloween Horror Night tickets, like the Fast Pass tickets, along with your hotel stay. Plus, it is annual pass holder appreciation month. So, we got a lot of discounts at Universal Studios for Halloween Horror Nights this year. Bonus, really happy about that. Excellent job, Universal Studios. There was a couple minor things that I didn't like so much, but you know, it's because I've stayed at other resorts on property. I normally, when I come home, sometimes I just don't feel like going home. So sometimes I'll stay at a Disney resort, sometimes I'll stay at a Universal resort, and I'll try them all out. I like to explore and check out different things. This time just happened to be Sapphire Falls. Being in the newest resort, I was expecting a lot. A lot. When they talked about a Caribbean theming and all this other stuff, I got all excited. I used to stay right across the street at Cabana Bay, which is an amazing resort for what you pay. Awesome resort, Cabana Bay. If you're coming down to Florida, going to Universal and Disney and stuff like that, and you want an inexpensive, awesome resort with all the amenities and cool theming, like 1950s sci-fi and 1950s swimming pool areas and stuff, Cabana Bay, it can't be beat. Even if you're looking at the Hard Rock of blowing $500 a night, or Portofino Bay or something, there's no reason to. I'm telling you now, Cabana Bay Resort, it's like $109, and you get more amenities there and awesome theming than you would at the Royal Pacific, at some of the other really expensive resorts. And because Sapphire Falls fell into that category of my price range of $109, that was a good comparison, Cabana Bay against Sapphire Falls, because they're both comparably the same price. Sapphire Falls doesn't have all the same. It has a lot of the of amenities. It has the gym. It has an awesome swimming pool, beautiful landscaping, but the theming kind of left me feeling just like, well, I'm home. It felt like home to me. It didn't give you that Caribbean feel that I picture in my head about the Caribbean. It just felt like Florida. It didn't feel like I was in Jamaica. It didn't feel like I was in Aruba or the Bahamas. It felt like I was in Florida. So it wasn't, I didn't get that feel. It just felt like I was home, which isn't bad. It was homey. It made me feel, when sometimes you stay at these the resorts and you want to be wisps away into another world, another land. And that's what I was kind of expecting, but it didn't happen. I didn't get that feeling just because it just reminds me of home. It reminds me of here, where I am right now. Nothing out of the ordinary. Maybe, do people consider Florida the Caribbean? Maybe that's why. I don't know. I don't consider it the Caribbean or tropical, though it was hot enough over Halloween Horror Nights weekend to, it felt tropical. This year, Halloween Horror Nights, I didn't have to wear a jacket. It was like 100 degrees. Normally it's cool and you have to bundle up a little bit, at least by 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And no, it was in the 90s at 9 or 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. It was in the high 90s. It was still fairly toasty out. But, so no, it's not a bad resort. Don't get me wrong. $109? No, it's amazing. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. I didn't have that feeling. So if you're from New York or you're from Ohio or somewhere like that, you probably will feel that way. You'll get that vibe that I just didn't get. But that is so, it just depends on where you live. So like if I'm at Fort Wilderness Lodge at Disney, well, no, that's pretty well themed. That's like being at Yosemite National Park. I'm trying to think. Disney doesn't have no hotels like that. No, never mind. I had a train of thought I was going to go down. Didn't know. Universal has beautiful resorts. They do, and affordable for someone like me. And will I stay at Sapphire Falls again? Probably, most definitely. I would definitely tell anybody. My first advice would be Cabana Bay. If you can get into Cabana Bay on a non-sold out weekend, that's the resort. If you're into retro, the theming there is it's incredible. You have bowling alleys, awesome arcades, Jack LaLanne European Health Spa. You have all this awesome stuff. 2 great swimming pools. Sapphire Falls had 1 gigantic swimming pool, awesome water slide, a nice modern gymnasium, a lot of stuff to do outdoors. So it was a nice resort. I can't complain. That would be my second resort to tell you guys to stay at, over the Hard Rock and Portofino and Royal Pacific. Royal Pacific being the third, because that's a beautiful place too. But inside Sapphire Falls, there lied a tavern called Strongwater Tavern, where you go in, you could taste rums from all over the world. They got this thing called Rum Flight, I think is what it was called, and they take you on a virtual flight in your head around the Caribbean and around the world of different rums that you get a taste. And they give you a passport, and you can taste rums from wherever, and they stamp it. So you can say, I tasted rums from here, and then they'll stamp it. Kind of cool. Kind of like what they do on Route 66. So I don't know if you guys know that, but if you start on Route 66, you can stop at certain places and pick up a Route 66 passport. And in that passport, as you flip through the pages, there's different sites to see from Illinois to California, and you could stop in and get your passport stamped. Much like the Strongwater Tavern. You could do that with rum. Amazing place. Pretty good food. Some of the best empanadas I've ever had. Sliders were really good. Was it the best food I ever had? No, but it was good. And the atmosphere. It was the atmosphere and the staff. Paige, my waitress, love you, girl. She's awesome. She stayed with me pretty much from the morning until night when she got off work. Just hanging out, talking, and yeah, it's that interaction that you get with the staff. If you guys watch my other channel, I believe I posted a video, or it could be on this. It could be on this channel, and she's in it quite a bit. From the very first meeting all the way through the nighttime, she didn't leave me alone. In fact, me and her, when she got off work, we were going to go over to the Hard Rock. She was amazing. So excellent staff. She wasn't the only waitress that was amazing at Sapphire Falls, and I'll talk about the other one in a second too. But Paige, she was great. She made my whole time there awesome. And she taught me a little bit about rums. She taught me a little bit about food, and I just enjoyed it. Because of her and because of that restaurant is probably the number one reason I will stay there again. So, and poolside, swimming poolside. I went to ride a water slide. I took my Nexus because my Nexus is supposedly waterproof, and it has been in the past. It's been pretty waterproof. I'll take it in the shower and wash the screen, get it all wet. Never had to worry about it. It's always worked good. But take it in a swimming pool, down a water slide, not a good idea. I broke my Nexus 6. It's paid off on my next payment. My next payment will be the last payment I make on my Nexus 6. So by then, the new Nexus will be coming out, or the Pixel. So I'm ready for an upgrade anyway. So I'm not that freaked out about it. But I was going down a water slide at Sapphire Falls to go into the swimming pool. And as I got out of the swimming pool, this Jamaican lady, really sweet. I didn't know this at the time, but I was pulling my fat body up out of the water, and she was carrying a big plate of nachos. And all I did is I said, "Wow, that looks really good." And she just smiled at me. So I went back and rode the water slide again. When I came back out of the water slide, there was a huge plate of nachos on my lounge chair. And she just walked by and smiled. And I said, and that started a conversation. And I said, "Well, now you're going to have to come over here and eat with me. And I can't eat all this. It's going to make me fatter than I already am." And she said, "Don't worry, you look fine." And I said, "Well, you do too," kind of flirtatious. And she goes, "No, I really can't sit and eat with you right now." She goes, "I don't want to get fat." And I said, No. I said, "Don't worry about getting fat. You're not going to get fat." And she goes, "I do want to get married one day," And so it's that interaction, that funness, the I don't know. It's just the interaction. I just had a great time at Sapphire Falls. I'm telling you all this craziness that probably people really don't care about. And when they go on vacation, how to interact with, or how people interact. But I'm telling you now that it's that interaction, the funness that I experienced when I was there that would make me go back. And I wouldn't go back if it wasn't like that, because the theming, like I said before, it's just like home. I would stick with one of the other resorts. But because of the wait staff and the people, all the people that work there were so incredible, I definitely will be going back. Move on to number 2. Best parts of Halloween Horror Nights. I'm trying to make this a short video, so I'm going to buzz through these because we're already up to 14 minutes talking about wait staff. Best parts. Security. Number 1, no security going in. Once you clear security, either off the boat or if you're parking your car and come in, and come into City Walk, that's the only security. When you go into the theme parks, there were no security this year. No metal detectors, no nothing. Just people with chainsaws. Which if that was security, that would be worse. I would feel safer with the metal detector people. Someone coming and pulling a chainsaw out on me is that's a little more scary. But no, that was great, because with no metal detectors and none of this other security stuff, the lines went into the park fast, easy, no holding up of the lines and stuff. There wasn't thousands and thousands of people trying to get in and having to go really slow because you have the wands going, the metal detectors emptying out your pockets. None of that. That was my favorite part. Favorite part of Halloween Horror Nights. Better than the haunted houses, better than the scare zones, better than other stuff I'm going to talk about real fast. Number 2 was meeting people. With so many people inside Halloween Horror Nights, you wouldn't think you would find anybody or see anybody that you know off the internet, off of YouTube. But that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case at all. I got to meet Tim and Jen Tracker, the Trackers. So if you go to YouTube and type in the Tim Tracker, the Tim Tracker. I met him and his wife and his little group of people that are in most of his videos. They were hanging out. I got to walk up, shake their hand, talk to them for a few minutes. Awesome. That was great. I loved it. Meet the Royers were there. In fact, they found, she was walking up and seeing me because I was carrying my Osmo. She had an Osmo, and she ran through the crowd because you could see it on my video. She just walks right up. I wanted to say hi to you. You know, that was pretty amazing. Met somebody else with an Osmo, and they came to me. I didn't have to go, hey, an Osmo, and go shake people's hand. People came up to me. Carrying new technology like that is basically like walking around with my Google glasses on. Back in the day, everybody would come up and talk to you because you have Google glasses. Now I use other technologies too that are kind of obscure and not too many people have seen. So it's a conversation starter. And then if you find someone else that has the same type of equipment, it brings you together. And meeting people was my second favorite thing at Halloween Horror Nights. And next, let's knock out this real fast because I want to knock this all out in the next 3 minutes. Keep it under 20 minutes. The houses. My favorite houses, 1 through 3. I'm not going to go through all the houses. I'm just going to give you my top 3 haunted houses. Krampus, never seen the movie. Don't know what it's about other than an alternate Santa Claus. There's Santa Claus is for the good children. Krampus is for the bad children. Pretty amazing theming in the haunted house. I don't think you have to see the movie to enjoy the haunted house. Number 1 haunted house. I forget the name of this number 2, but it was like a ghost town. The theming inside there was pretty amazing. The actors were great. The theming, I love Old West stuff, so that was it. Now, a lot of people, number 3 was kind of hard because every haunted house had awesome theming. The Exorcist was great. It was all bedroom. Every room was her bedroom, but there'd be a different scene. Like the priest would be over her. The power of Christ compels you, and the bed shaking, and she's shaking. Then you go to the next room. It's the same room, but she's floating in the air. Or in another room, she's on all fours, scouring around the bed, vomiting green vomit. So they did a good job there. But the best theming was probably ones like Halloween. And I know Walking Dead is getting old as a haunted house, but the theming in Walking Dead was really, really good. Not scary, but really good. But it wasn't my third. My third was a 3D haunted house. Chance. She's kind of like Harley Quinn, for those of you who don't know who Chance is. Jack is a clown, kind of like the Joker, but he's a psychotic clown that controls Halloween Horror Nights, and Chance is with him. Last year, he put her away in an insane asylum. This year, she breaks out, had a haunted house and a scare zone all to herself. Incredible. I'm not big on 3D haunted houses, but they always do get me. Those twisting tunnels that make you feel like you're turning, and the 3D effects were pretty amazing. So she makes my top 3. Plus, I have a thing for psychotic women in makeup. Okay. Scare zones. Scare zones were great, awesomely themed. The 1955 Hollywood High School graduation thing with the vampires, with the greasers and the jocks and stuff. At the beginning of the evening, I really didn't like it. But when the lights went down and the mayhem was going on, that was my favorite scare zone. That was pretty amazing. And the actors were really into it. I mean, they played their parts so well. It was like you were walking into a 1955 movie. They really pulled it off. It gave you that sense. And I love that scare zone. Good job, Universal. And good job to all the actors. You guys did great. So, in keeping this at around the 20-minute mark, that's about it. That's about all I'm going to do for today's daily vlog. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It's just me sitting here getting ready to take off to destinations unknown. Thank you guys for watching my videos. I really do appreciate it. And all the comments I've been getting. Though, some... the last couple of days, I want to talk about YouTube comments in another video. All my comments lately have been awesome. I love you guys. But I've been getting some comments on some videos I did about a year ago that aren't too nice. Not to me. It's just in things I've did, maybe helping people, like homeless people, maybe feeding a homeless person that's eating out of a garbage can or something. I've been getting rude remarks about the people that I'm helping. I don't see how someone could say the things that they say about people in need. I don't know how people can do that, but they have popped up in comments on videos where I might be feeding a homeless person or something, and then rude comments about that person. I don't get it. So I don't focus on that so much. You guys leave whatever comments you want. Good, bad, knock me, I'm fine with it. It goes off just like a battery. I can just flick it off like Robert Conrad. Google him. You'll find out what I'm talking about. All right, everybody. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you tomorrow I'll probably be starting out here in Florida and end the daily vlog in Atlanta, Georgia. But I will be talking to you guys tomorrow. Thanks, everybody, once again. Thanks to everybody that I met at Universal Studios. A big thank you to Jen Vargas, Google Glass Explorer, and you could check her out. She's not in this video, but she was in my videos throughout the weekend, popping in here and there. You can check her out at Central Florida Top 5. You can just Google that. And to my son for putting up with me. Or should it be for me putting up with him? I don't know. But thank you to my son also, along with you guys. Peace out.